and obviously Ruby going for that bottom right as a result. Just kind of the way the maps line up, it just works a little bit better. Stargate going down to get some dropships, although I could be wrong. He might be going for a dropship to try to break that line or try to move out of positions. Vulture's getting around the flank, and we'll see there are tanks headed towards that position, but they might be able to slip in and do some economic damage because they don't see a lot of troops, and a couple Vultures going on the opposite end, but tanks to engage at least along that front. Not as many tanks to engage on the opposite end. That's a lot of Vultures. Those tanks at the very least are going to be taken out, and we'll see if they make a run. That'll at least give Frazine some time to try to get some sort of support on his main. He's trying to bring those Vultures back, but no, it looks like they're going to be slipped through. This is huge. No, Ruby backing off. Wow, I thought he might be able to jut against that. Just 2 Goliaths, 3 Vultures, and a tank, and I think he could have pushed that and laid some mines and done some economic damage on that secondary and brought those Vultures back. And he would have lost some Vultures there, but I think he would have gotten some SCV kills, and I think that might have been a significant enough advantage and perhaps push simultaneously. He is going to, wow, brilliant maneuver though. He's going to come back around, unsiege his tanks, and retake position in the middle of the map, and he's going to be able to do so, but reinforcements now up from Frazine just in time before he gets pushed off the ramp, but too many tanks. He's going to lose this attack grouping. Frazine is taking that 12 o'clock expansion, but I think he's not going to be able to hold it for very long. If Ruby pushes very quickly here, he could take out that 12 o'clock. It looks like he's setting up in position to take the, looks like about 5:30 position himself. Maureen Frozen's moving in the middle. Frazine's going to have this up quite a bit sooner than Ruby, so he's going to have somewhat of economic advantage in a minute. So the moment falling behind on the troop advantage, third machine shop down, so he's able to produce a higher tank grouping, and it looks like that's going to be the difference here. More tanks and Wraith produced, as well as a science facility to get that early weapons. Weapons 2 and armor. Well, you don't go armor generally in turn versus turn. Get that early weapons 2. I don't see any upgrades on either end, however, so maybe a little bit premature. Just wanted to get it down while he could. And Ruby taking control of the middle of the map. And this is very significant because first of all, there's that ramp edge, and you can funnel troops either in any direction. And it's a lot easier to just hold and cover from there. Wraith being exposed, they're going to be able to take that barracks up. They're going to get a spot at the same time. So I say Ruby's in a pretty good position, although a little bit delayed on his... he has that armory. It's not spinning, though, keep in mind. And the upgrades can play huge. I think that was one thing in the Nada versus Kanata game. Upgrades were absolutely important. And the Goliath's not there to support. So I thought there would be some Goliaths. We saw the armory down, but no Goliaths to support against those Wraiths. So maybe that'll be cleaned up by the Wraith force. It looks like there is an SCV to help... wow, only 3 tanks left at that position, and the SCV backing off. More mines being planted. It looks like at some expansions. Ruby wants to make sure that if there are any expansions going up, he's going to be the one taking them. And it looks like... yeah, more Vultures being pushed across, and Ruby bringing up a larger tank force. So getting caught, I guess, with those extra machine shops producing a lot of tanks, but has nothing to deal with those Wraith that are just kind of pecking away at the middle. And I think that's just more of a nuisance at the moment than anything. But it's a little bit that might first of all, that's scouting, and that might give basically Frazine some time to reestablish position there. And sneaky, trying to go for that temple backside. Already 2 tanks in siege position along that edge, so he needs to be careful though. And it looks like, yeah, some just more Vultures patrolling here for Frazine on that bottom edge. He's thinking about doing it. It looks like he's going to be successful at doing an SCV kill run here. Yeah, you can see those Vultures pushing up to that 5:30 position now on the mini-map. Weapons 1 just upgrading for him and able to rake over a lot of SCVs here, and that is going to be absolutely huge. And that Vulture on Vulture fight is going to be, well, actually, no, Weapons 1. No, I'm sorry, no Weapons 1 on the opposite end. So Frazine switching over to a Wraith Vulture combination, harassing to that 5:30 position, getting a lot of damage here. There is a single looks like Goliath there, and he's going to be able to ward those Wraith off. None of the Wraith getting taken out there. Finally some Goliaths, but it looks like, yeah, no Weapons 1 for Ruby on the opposite end, and I think that's going to hurt him to the mid game, and losing that 5:30 position is key, because right now Frazine's troop count is going to start sailing off 3 bases comparatively. And specifically can get the gas up, and it looks like he's going to try to cap that and go another expansion up, knowing that he can basically match Ruby's troop count at the moment with, well, exceed Ruby's troop count at the moment, because he's got an unharassed base running, and then additionally try to take a base alongside for himself. Science facility out there for the scouting purposes, level 2 weapons, most likely already on the way. Single mine, getting killed right before that tank got hit, just doing some mine clearing again, pushing Ruby, going to try to hurt that 5:30 position once again, and some Vultures pushing out and getting annihilated. They're coming piecemeal, and you can't come piecemeal like that. Now some siege tanks to the lower base. They're going to provide some defense, but this is just kind of conciliatory harass by Frazine. Another tank just kind of wandering up to get hammered there. Frazine taking another base on the other side of his temple. at his main expansion, so this is going to work out well for him. But a mine in the way, nice there by Ruby. It looks like a comsat now going off to clear that, so Ruby's at least going to know this is happening. But the question is what can he do about it? It looks like he still has some troops positioned in the middle of the map. And oh, nice! Using the superior maneuverability of those Wraiths to try to sneak around. There's still Goliath there, but at the very least it looked like, and it looks like some more SCVs to come to repair. But didn't get any SCV kills, and I thought if he's a little bit more on the ball, he might get 1 or 2 before he had to pull out just against that single Goliath. Not going to do so, however. But more tanks moving across that bottom edge, and this is going to work out really well for Frazine, because first of all, he's got that 12 o'clock position, so he can he's got to worry about troops at that location either way, so he's going to be able to do a very good job of denying that upper left-hand base to Ruby, and also that bottom right-hand base completely out of Ruby's hands. There's already tanks, it looks like, along that siege wall. He's doing the same thing that Ruby was thinking about doing earlier, but I think that's more for isolation tactics to keep Ruby back. And ooh, mines going off, killing a couple Goliaths there. Another mine, more mines taking out some tanks, and Ruby just playing carelessly right here, and you can see why he's not very good TVT. He's just being sloppy here and there. And now it is 4 bases versus, I believe, 3. I don't see any additional bases being taken by Ruby, and Ruby's just going to start falling behind, further and further behind in troop count. He's just been absorbing attacks here and there, and Wraith just moving unopposed across the middle of the map. Beautiful unit combination. Looks like we do have a dropship up in the air, but against those Wraith can find 2 dropships up in the air. We'll see if Ruby's going to have to do everything with those dropships, and I only see 2 of them. A Wraith, looks like the Wraith moving in, using to spot. They're going to be able to get killing SCVs, killing those tanks. Nice by Frazine on the opposite end. Level 2 weapons has been upgraded for Frazine. I'm not sure if we even saw level 1 weapons on the opposite end. Now the question is what can be done with those dropships, and honestly, with just 2 dropships, I don't see Ruby winning this game. Engineering Bay going down, another expansion going down. Right now it's going to be, it looks like 5 bases versus 2 effectively, because keep in mind Frazine is not, is that 3 bases? There might be 3 bases inside the main, but anyway, Wraith pushing up and just outmaneuvering Ruby left and right. Frazine doing a very good job with the mixed unit combination that just seems to be just not enough Goliaths on the ground, not any counter Wraiths. Some dropships pushing up, maybe that'll help. Finally getting some turrets down, needs to be careful. Looks like there's a mine nearby to spot that out, but Frazine taking everything at the bottom right hand base. Lost a tank right there and some mines, but he has the, first of all, he's a significant base advantage, I would say, at this stage of the game. He's up at least 2, I would say. Again, it's just kind of hard to see green on this map. Looks like another expansion trying to go up the 9 o'clock. I feel like it's too little too late. Now we're seeing some dropships actually going to engage that before it even goes up. So Frazine already anticipating this. He might get some free SCV kills. At the very least, he's going to be able to stop that expansion. Let's see if he waits for it to go up before engaging there. And he's taken over basically the bottom right-hand side of the map. So denying the upper left and taking out taking residents up at the bottom right. And again, isolating that upper left, which is really what he's concerned about. Still, let's see if he sees